It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Investigations are continuing into a crash at Raymond Terrace which claimed the life of a 35-year-old Madawi man. Police say the man's Holden sedan crossed to the wrong side of Adelaide Street about 6:30 last night and collided head-on with a Toyota four-wheel drive. He was freed from the wreckage but died on arrival at the John Hunter Hospital. The 39-year-old woman driving the Toyota and her teenage passenger were treated for shock. Police believe speed was a factor in the crash. Port Stephens MP Kate Washington believes the Premier missed a golden opportunity to address key issues for the electorate during her visit to Nelson Bay on Saturday. Gladys Berejiklian was in town to attend the Liberal State Conference and open the new Fingal Bay Fire Station, but made no new announcements for Port Stephens and didn't discuss pressing matters like the Mambo wetlands buyback or the much-promised duplication of Nelson Bay Road. Kate Washington has described the visit as a flop, while a group of protesters gathered outside the conference demanding action on the wetlands. However, Liberal candidate for Port Stephens, Jamie Abbott, has told NBN Mambo is very much on her agenda.
I have been pushing from the start to see that return to public ownership. I won't stop until that happens.
A Newcastle restaurant has been slapped with a hefty fine after being caught offering only one item on its menu. Liquor and gaming inspectors found 5 Sawyers on Derby Street stopped table service at 9 p.m. and was only offering pretzels with a dipping sauce while continuing to serve drinks until late. They found the restaurant was operating as a bar, contrary to its liquor licence conditions. The restaurant has been fined $5,000. Lake Macquarie Council's master plan has been accused of missing the point of guiding future development along the Toronto foreshore. The Toronto Foreshore Protection Group believes the community isn't being properly consulted on a 4 to 6 storey building proposed for Bath Street. The group's Suzanne Pritchard says a petition will be presented to Council following a community meeting.
We have been collecting signatures on a petition and we've got over 3,000, so we're going to be presenting that petition to Council, and we're also having a public meeting on Tuesday, the 4th of September, 7 o'clock at the Toronto High School. We're hoping by showing a united community opposition to Council's proposal that they will reconsider what options are available on the site.
Weather forecasters say the Upper Hunter needs at least 4 or 5 major rain events to end the devastating drought. The much-promised 40 millimetres of rain didn't eventuate over the weekend. Singleton had the best falls in the valley with 6.6 millimetres in the rain gauge since 9 yesterday morning, while Scone recorded about 5 millimetres across the weekend. Morisset drivers can expect work to start at Macquarie Street and Fishery Point Road tomorrow. The upgrade includes installation of traffic lights, a new on-road cycleway and widening of Macquarie Street for residential parking at a cost of $3.3 million. The work will result in a safer intersection, especially for the 3,700 motorists using it during peak hour. Wade Leary from Roads and Maritime Services says there'll be some minor inconveniences over the next 5 months.
There'll be temporary traffic changes in place during work hours to ensure the area is safe, including lane closures and a 40-kilometre speed limit. And look, that might affect travel time. The work will run from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday.
2NURFM Sport.
The Newcastle Knights have gone down in their penultimate NRL clash, losing 38 points to 12 to the Sharks. The Knights were able to hold the Cronulla side to a slim 6-point lead halfway through the second half before a Valentine Holmes try opened the floodgates in what was the Sharks legend Luke Lewis's last game. Despite the disappointment of the loss, halfback Mitchell Pearce took the time to praise Lewis after the match.
Yeah, unbelievable player, great bloke. Obviously saw the send out here today that he received from our team and obviously his home crowd. Everyone's got the utmost respect for Luke Lewis.
Merewether have secured their third women's football title since 2015 after they managed to hold off a late comeback from Warners Bay. United raced to a 4-1 lead midway through the second half and went on to claim the title despite 2 late goals from the Warners Bay side. And in rugby, Merewether Carlton are preparing to meet minor premiers Hamilton in next week's major semi-final after they pipped Maitland 31 points to 29. Meanwhile, the Wanderers have bowed out in the most heartbreaking of circumstances after drawing 22-all with Nelson Bay. The draw means Nelson Bay progressed into next week as the higher qualifiers. And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 29, 18, 5, 31, 35 and 15, and the supplementaries are 9 and 36. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.